Are we again talking about the wealth gap between millennials and baby boomers?
I tell you what, we don't have to talk about it as long as anyone that is a baby boomer will agree and admit that things aren't as good for the millennials as it was for them.
Okay.
And we can be done.
Fine, but you're getting all our stuff in a few years, so, just wait.
But while you wait for it, your mental health is struggling.
Yeah, exactly. Your credit score is being shot.
Yeah.
Your hopes and dreams of owning a home down. You're not having kids because you can't afford them.
And your kids are struggling too. Mom, Dad, can I go to college? What kind of dumb question is that? All right, let's get to it. So here's
now that we got the bashing out of the way.
Okay.
You took it like a champ, Dave.
So the university study looked at 3 key metrics. They looked at housing and home ownership. They looked at marriage versus living at home with your mom and daddy. And they also looked at money, right? These things. And so some of the research talked about when it comes to the wealth gap, they said by the time that baby boomers turn 35, 62% of them own their homes, compared to 49% of millennials.
That's higher than I thought, 49%.
I thought so too. I agree.
I think if you sliced it into metro areas, like if you were to look at the Seattle metro area, it'd be a lot lower. But yeah, national average.
When it
homes used to be cheap here. When I moved here, it was still in the dumper.
Yeah, there's memes out there that jokes that your grandparents bought their first home for a pint of raspberries and $25 in cash,
much,
Yeah, when it comes to marriage and families, 27% of baby boomers check those boxes compared to 13% of millennials. So that is going on. Look, this is going to be a discussion and conversation all the time. Be careful to have them at Thanksgiving this coming up.
If you want to be kept in the will.
You know what I'm saying? Just be careful.
The wealth distribution, did you note that statistic in this Cambridge study? The Federal Reserve's Q2 2023 numbers, so these are very recent numbers, that baby boomers own 53% of all wealth in the U.S. Millennials own just 6%. 6%.
Well, you're 30 years younger.
Okay,
Give
we're
yourself some
full-grown
time.
adults. But how are we supposed to catch up with 6%
my first
compared to
apartment in
53?
Atlanta before I was married was in an area which was regularly pockmarked by gunfire under Ted Turner's TV tower.
Listen, we've all lived in apartments that aren't great. I lived in an old Motel 6 in Bellevue just so I could go to University of Washington. So we've all struggled. The problem is we're having a harder time catching up to where boomers were when they were our age.
Look here. I love y'all baby boomers. Y'all, my mom's a boomer, you know what I mean? So obviously I love her. And I don't really envy none of you baby boomers, except for there's one thing. There's one thing that
What's
you got.
the one thing?
The one thing.
Pensions? Is that what you were going to say?
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I mean, hold up. So let me get this straight. You work for this company for a certain amount of time.
Right.
And then when you're done, this is going to pay you for the rest of your life.
In addition to Social Security, in addition to retirement savings, 401k.
So,
Guilty. Absolutely
Colleen,
guilty.
The fact that you pointed of all the things, the pension, like, can we redo that? Can we talk about that the pension thing? I remember when I was growing up and my mom and dad divorced, and I would always hear her say, I ain't gonna get with no man if he ain't got no pension coming in when he done. It just ain't gonna happen. He gonna have to do bad. I can do bad by myself. I got all this. I got this. I got this, and I'm gonna have my pension and everything.
Yeah.
And so I used to always hear that. So I assumed that everybody will get a pension when you get ready to go to work.
Maybe what we should do is ask boomers.
Yeah.
Is that like derogatory? I feel like it's derogatory now, but I guess, I don't know, when you're like boomers, right? I don't know.
Depends
I don't
on
want
the
to be
tone of
derogatory.
voice.
Okay. When boomers, maybe we should ask how they got companies to agree to pensions. Because if you asked a company today to offer pensions, you would be laughed out of the boardroom.
I think when it's all said and done, would you think that most baby boomers agree and or understand how tough it is for millennials today?
Well, I think so, because we're your parents. We hear from you. We hear the complaints.
What? Do you hear us? Or do you listen? Are you seriously? You sure?
Well,
because sometimes I feel like I'm arguing even with my mama about this stuff. Well, she's like, I don't understand. Child, you just go, all you got to do, because when I used to go to school, I used to go work part-time. You can't, Mom, you can't do that today. You can't just go to school and work part-time to pay your tuition.
That's right. Things are different, and I think we grew up in an era where the U.S. was basically on top of the world. And, yeah, companies had pensions because they needed people to work. They wanted loyalty, and they got it. And now it's the free market. It's the gig economy, which I thought you guys enjoyed.
Oh, it's great working 5 gigs and a full-time job with 2 kids and a mortgage.
In a few years, you're getting it all.
Oh, I don't like thinking about that.
I don't like thinking like that.
I know, right?
See you guys. Take care.
The attic is yours.
That was fun. And look, we all still like each other. Isn't that nice?
That's right.